Do you guys have a third generation Dodge Ram with a Cummins in it, and you have a random coolant leak that you have no idea where it's coming from? It seems like it's dripping from the middle and just whatever. Well, I'm going to show you guys this. I have been playing with third gens for damn near a decade now. It's been about 9 years since I owned my first one. And every single one of them that comes with this little hose, you guys see that right there? They all leak, every single one of them. Now, if you have a G56, that's about the extent of it. If you have a 48, that little hose, a metal line, comes all the way around and comes over to a cooler on the side of the block, and then that cooler splits out, and then there's another coolant fitting over here. Every one of those we delete. Unfortunately, these things like to leak up there. I've already loosened the clamps, but this thing has been leaking at the top for quite a while now for this customer, and if you guys can see right there, look how rusted and corroded this piece is. So what I'm going to end up doing is probably pulling this whole thing off and trying to clean it up. But if you guys look, that one doesn't look too bad, but I'm definitely going to get this one off and show you guys. You need to clean it. So it should be a 15 right there and then a 13 down there. And the best way to get access to this, every one of these trucks, because it's not a Ford, because Fords are kind of shitty when it comes to these liners, but you can just pull these things right out. There's one clip back here for the ABS. They're all like that. Get this thing out of your way. And it's not like a 4th gen Dodge, because anything after 2010 on the Dodges it's just shit. They're getting cheaper and cheaper, but selling them for more and more. They're putting those stupid plastic clips in there that break every single time. These, just these little bolts. Make sure you put them all back in. I hate people who do not. So now you can see how much easier it is to access that from this wheel well. I'm gonna do one even better. And actually, I need to see if I have these, because if I do, I'm actually gonna pull the wheel off, and we're gonna do this correctly, because then we can actually get access in it and get to it nicely. Whereas some guys will come in here, I remember the first time I did it, I half-assed the shit out of it. I pulled it out, put the new hose on, called it a day. You're not gonna wanna do that. So I'm gonna go get the clamps off and then start pulling this thing off. Like I said, 13 right there, 15 up there, 1 clamp, 2 hose clamps, and yes, the factory does use those. So let's get them things off. So if you can't get this off, right here, nice little pick, come under here, just break it free. You guys can see how ugly that is. And then break this free first, and then take the bolts out, okay? So I got the bolt out, I got the stud out, and you can see the way that that's dripping. It's going right into my pan. So you're gonna lose quite a bit of coolant doing this. You can see this is the orange stuff. I don't like that, but it is what it is. We're gonna replace that with the good stuff. So you're gonna wanna break that free down there and pull this whole thing off. Generally, if yours isn't rusted and corroded like this one is, you just replace the hose, but it gets really freaking tight down there. So yeah, what we'll do is we'll clean off that end, slide the hose on, get it tight down, then we'll put this on into the hose. So you're gonna get a little bit of coolant on you, but I couldn't find this and I didn't have a need to, so we're getting there. You can see coolant everywhere. It's just how it is unless you want to drain the rad. We're trying to save as much of this coolant as possible, because you can see we're not gonna lose more than probably a quarter of the coolant in this thing. So, and even then, just whatever is in the top here, might not even lose that much, to be honest. I'll let you guys know, because that was empty, so we really didn't lose a ton. Yeah, you're gonna lose quite a bit, but get that orange shit out of there. I'll have to get my hand up in there and get the rest of it, but main thing, look at all this corrosion and rust and stuff, so we're gonna try to clean that up as best as possible. The inside shouldn't be that bad, as you guys can see in there. So it's mainly just the outside. This one looks like it's rotting from the outside in, so let's go put this in a vise, get it cleaned up, and then throw probably a coat of paint on it. You can get one of these guys in there pretty good, depending on how bad yours is. Sometimes you want to sandblast it, whatever. Point is, and you can go buy a brand new one, but the problem is it's Dorman and they're shit too. They're just gonna rot out. So clean all the rust off, spray it with rust inhibitor. Yeah, that's right, I'm shaking it a little bit, doesn't matter, because we're gonna clean the ends off. and then put the hose back on. But if you never want it to rot again, there is fixes for this. Obviously, we're not gonna go the expensive route and you can replace the entire setup, which is what I did on my truck. But if you wanna just reuse the factory stuff, that's what you'll do. We come over here, you can swap all that stuff out and you can swap to AN lines, which, like I said, I have on my truck. So, it's one of those, pick your poison, what do you wanna go with? This is the route that we decided to go. It was initially going to be a pull out, swap the new one in, but I didn't feel like this coming back in 6 months. I would like this to last at least a couple of years. So that's what we're doing now. I am going to pull that hose off, and then the new one, you can get these on pretty much anywhere, eBay, whatever. But the new one is right here. So what I'll probably do is put this in the truck first, because that's the side that's going to be a pain in the ass, and then keep all your bolts organized and everything. So like I said, factory actually does use these. I'm going to clean those up and then get down there and get that shitty design of a hose off. Ideally, look at that. Look at how shit that is. That's a lot of bullshit on there. I'm trying to clean as much of that off as possible. Obviously, to pull that hose off, you can see right there, it connects right there. And then there's two 10 mil bolts back behind there, and then the whole thing pops out. It looks like, yeah, they're all in there. So sometimes those go missing, but yeah, it's right there. And then up into the top of that hose there. So you can pull that whole setup out. You can replace that with an AN90, but yeah, we're trying to do this in the truck, and it's proving to be fun. So I'm gonna try to fit this guy in there, clean the rest of that, spray it down with some brake cleaner, wipe it off with some Scotch-Brite, and then by that time, that should be dry. All right, come in here, get that whole thing cleaned off the entire way around, okay? I'm working on that right there. I'm actually trying to see it the same way you guys are. So get all that stuff cleaned off. That's what I'm working on now. I gotta finish that up, and then we can throw the hose on. Because if you don't clean all that off, it will leak again. So I'm gonna continue going at it. A little bit smaller of a battery to be able to reach in there, and then I'm playing with the adjustments here on where this will be at. So we're getting there. Customer just texted me about it, so I want to get this thing done in the next half hour or so. All right, so I ended up having to take this out. So take the positive off the alternator so it can slip between here. Took the line off, took the intake out, and it was still filthy on the back, and I didn't feel comfortable with it. On top of that, that hose was not slipping over. They are a very, very tight fit. If you do it wrong, you will cut them. So it just meant more to me to pull this out. So you can see that guy down there. And I am going to get this bolt tight, and then I will lock that guy in. You can get this bolt from right here, right down through the manifold. But yeah, so now that that's in, all we got to do is throw that guy in. So I'm into this. Say about an hour and a half. Realistically, you could be into it a lot longer depending on what you want to do, but it can be a pain in the ass. It's just been a hot minute since I did one of these. I'm so used to just deleting them, but because it's a shit design, it's gonna fail in like 3 years anyway. At least it lasted as long as it did. So on the 48 trucks, you will have another hose that comes out of here. On the any manual truck, it's just gonna be capped off like that. You automatic guys have one more hose to deal with, and that comes back around. All right, getting her back together now. Got everything back in there. That was a pain in the ass. That's torqued, that's torqued. Clamp is on, both clamps are on there. That's torqued, that clamp is on. Now I gotta put the intake back on, fill her up with coolant, and hope we don't have any leaks. So generally when I'm filling these trucks with coolant for the first time, the lazy method is fill up the reservoir, fill up the rad, and then just drive it, honestly. Now obviously for customers it's a little bit different of a story, but for my own personal trucks, that's the way that I do it. Just makes life so much easier rather than trying to sit there and bleed it and this and that, and these trucks don't warm up. So I'm gonna fill it up with coolant quick, and then we should only take about 2 gallons. I think with doing it my method, we lost about 2.5 gallons. So let's fill that up. It's another reason I don't like doing repair work, because now I gotta dispose of that. I don't see any leaks yet. We got that guy topped off. We got that as topped off as I could. I'm gonna get that to finish up, and then I'm gonna start it. And then while it's running, I'll put that guy back on. All right. Let it run for a little bit. This thing's quiet. Well, she aces a little bit. That's probably that catalytic converter. Yep, there's a cat down there. You can smell it. Got my hands washed. I'm gonna try to get this thermostat open as quick as possible. All right, we got her all fixed up. I got to restock on coolant. And then I'm gonna go back this up, put it up on the hill. I gotta get the miles. I seem to always forget to do that. 268912. So I can put that on as invoice for any warranty purposes. No reason that thing should fail within the next couple years. If it does, we take care of it. Let's get the invoice sent out and then put this up on the hill. He's gonna come pick it up later. Yeah, so this one, we got that one. He's picking up tonight. He just paid for that one over credit card, over the phone. And then this one is getting picked up tonight or in the morning. I think he's a cash paying customer. So that'll be 3 out. And then we still need to find a head for that other truck. Ooh, a golf ball. Somehow that made it over here. That's probably from the field over there. But I'm done for the night. I'm going home. I'm tired. And Hazel's already in the truck. So I'm just gonna close up and we're gonna get out of here. If you guys need diesel repair, tomorrow is actually, by the time this video is posted, we'll already be done. I'm not advertising for it anymore. Might occasionally do a build here and there for a customer, but I'm definitely not, shit, that got dark. Definitely not gonna be advertising for it anymore, and we're gonna see what we can do with this fab. I'm at the point now where it's like, I'm gonna quick answer the question on this. I've been asked, why am I closing it? And first off, the plan was to run it initially until October, but I would rather take the risk in the summertime rather than the wintertime. So that way, if this whole thing comes crashing down and I don't make enough money in the summertime, I would rather hotshot over the wintertime if I need to. The goal is, you guys will know the business failed if I have to go back to hotshot. But I haven't had to go back to hotshot. So to the guys wishing on my downfall, yeah, go fuck yourself, because I'm not going anywhere. As fun as it is to troll these guys. For the rest of you guys are awesome. I'd say about 99% of you guys are awesome. You guys are cool to deal with. I like going back and forth with you guys in the comments and just having genuine conversations. That was initially why I started doing YouTube in the first place. I just like to talk to people. So, especially after a shitload of caffeine. So, hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you in another video. And yeah, see ya.